willing to do what it takes to get there.
I think he signed to One Warrior.
Yeah, I was gonna say that he signed to One Warrior. I think he did an episode.
Armo, BL, those guys, I would love to see.
I think any fighter has a chance.
Hi guys, welcome to the MMA Talk Show. We are live on MASMMAA's Facebook page and on YouTube as well. So you can go check out us live and you can also go check us out live on the MASMMAA YouTube channel as well. I'm your co-host. My name is Daniel Chi. I'm from Southpaw, Malaysia, and with us right here is President of MASMMAA, Rashid Saleh. So yeah, today is our 13th episode on the 13th of July, and it is titled Officially Malaysians. The target for today's episode actually was to get to know some of our officials, and some of these two guests that we have here, they are quite up and coming officials within their respective sport. Ella Tang from TNT Kickboxing, and she's been doing a lot of referee judging work for any martial arts, also some Muay Thai work as well as Eshton Thomas. Eshton, quite a very close friend of mine, and he's been up and coming, he started off doing like backstage work to, now he's already a ref in One Warrior series. Yeah.
So you want to introduce them in?
Yeah, let's bring them in. Sorry, let's bring them in. Let's bring them both in.
What's up, guys? How are you guys?
How are you?
Hello.
Doing good. First day on the job of doing the introductions, but yeah, I think I did pretty okay.
Room for improvement for everyone.
All right, how you guys doing? How are you doing, Eshton?
It's been busy, since the MCO going down and all that. We've all been hustling in our own ways, one way or another. So, but we got to do what we do to stay alive and to keep going forward.
Okay. How about you, Ella? What have you been up to these days during MCO? I see you do a lot of live shows.
Yeah, I'm doing online coaching, live shows, coaching, and those are workout training. Yeah.
Is everything okay down at TNT?
Yeah, everything's okay. It's fine.
Started your classes already?
Yeah, we started the class.
Oh, that's awesome.
Start soon for training.
How about you, Ashton? Speaking about the training during like MCO, have you done anything lately, or with your Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu? Do you do online stuff?
Okay. So we borrowed, like during the MCO, me and my siblings, we borrowed mats from a friend, and then we just train in our front yard. Doing drills, just drills. As long as we just keep going to keep our skills sharp and not to get too rusty once the MCO is over. But all of us martial artists are probably looking forward to the 15th of July when we can finally train again. Have contact, at least for us jiu-jitsu guys lah. So yeah.
Yeah, that's something that's really something I envy you guys during this whole MCO period. Like everybody is probably on their own and stuff, and they can't do. But you literally have a family. You, Haniel, Ariel, you guys just training with each other. That's kind of unfair, man.
I mean, it's great to know that I have ready training partners at home already. And they're like, hey, you want to just set up the mats and just do drills? You're like, yeah, let's go, and then we just go. So yeah, that's a good thing for us. We got that going for us really well.
Okay. Anyways, we're gonna get straight into the episode. So first, I would like you guys to give us a story on how you come about as an official. Well, we're gonna start off with Ella. So Ella,
before that, I'm gonna get myself off stream and start producing from background. So I'll leave you youngsters alone for a while.
All right. Catch you later, Rashid.
See ya.
Bye.
Oops, not that one.
Okay. Anyways, because Ella, you started off as a fighter and you even fought in one championship, right?
Yes, right.
So go ahead, tell us how from a fighter and now you are official.
Okay. Actually, I have competed in so many competitions in the past, and I have witnessed a lot of the judges work, and then referee, yeah, And also because I've been quite a lot of different fight like Muay Thai, MMA, kickboxing, boxing. Yeah, but somehow you will find something like it's unfair judgment. Yeah. So sometimes you were like quite upset. Yeah. So this is why I'm willing to take part to become a official referee. Yeah. And also I want to learn something different about beside the fight. Yeah, so I can improve myself with something like during not only in the fight, and also I can know how is the referee and the judge they do their work and counterpoint system, everything. So it's been quite a different thing, and I found a lot in between be a fighter and official. Yeah.
Okay, okay. What about yourself, Eshton?
Okay, you want the long story or the short story?
Let's keep it short. We'll get to the long part afterwards.
So basically when I was in uni, I'm sure all of you know he's been the OG of the MMA scene for the longest time. Jack, or he goes by Jack Star, Jack Low. He introduced me to work for the MIMA season 1 finals, and then from there I worked for MIMA season 2, season 3, season 4, season 5, and yeah. And then one of these days, I got my big break in one championship. I also been working for one championship as a backstage official since my first year into this whole MMA scene. And then from there, I just kept working as a local official until finally I got my big break. Sheikh Alauddin, my mentor, he told me, "Hey, why not just join the team?" And I'm like, "Can I?" And he was like, "Yeah, just join. I'll put a good name in for you." And here I am working as official for one championship.
Official, and you literally climbed it all the way from backstage, front stage, and then judging and refereeing now.
Yes, pretty much.
Okay.
If I get into too much into detail on that one, that's where the long story comes in, lah.
Fair enough, fair enough. Ella, just now you mentioned that you decided to become official, well, judging and refereeing because you as a fighter, there were times where you were unhappy with some of the decision, was it?
Yeah, because I have been some fight. So yeah, a lot of like my coaches, my trainer, and some other people, and some of the judges, because we have 3 judges, right? Some of the judges also say they give I win, but end up I don't know how come the result came out is my opponent win for the fight. Yeah, so sometimes I also like not sure how they're counting for the point. So because they also will see how aggressive you are, how you hitting the point, whether you land into the right point in Muay Thai and kickboxing. So sometimes not only you throw like a lot of the punches, but you never link to someone the face with the right point, so they are not counted. So I was like, okay, so this is quite interesting part. So that is why I choose to take part for the judges and the referee work, and I want to see how's their work for their judging. Yeah.
And how many years have you already been an official, Ella?
How many years?
Yeah.
I think can be say like 3 years.
3
Yeah.
years as an official referee. So we
Yes.
have a YouTube comment here from Matthew Elvin. He's asking, do you still feel like you want to get back in the ring and fight?
Of course, yeah. I still want to get back to the ring to fight. Yeah.
But have you been fighting like in the past year?
Yeah, I have been fighting, but in China or other overseas.
Oh, nice.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Speaking about fights and when it comes to like officiating and stuff, Eshton, one thing that I want to ask you is that is it important to have like a fight background to become a judge or a referee?
Honestly, you need to have at least some form of competition background. Like, be it in amateur MMA or amateur boxing, pro boxing or pro MMA, doesn't really matter as long as you've gotten the feel of that competition, but aside from that, what's most important is your knowledge in martial arts, your knowledge on how to see whether strikes are really real, whether they really did connect or they did not connect, and also reading body language. That to me is more important as being an official, a referee or a judge rather than being able to have many years of competition.
You see, okay. Aside from that question, right?
Yep.
Part of being an official doesn't necessarily mean referee or judging, right?
Yes.
There are other things such as inspectors. Now, also one of the biggest reasons why I bring you on the show, Eshton, is the fact that you have like quite a long experience as inspectors,
Oh yeah.
right? and you brought and nurtured up Malaysian inspectors as well. And I would say,
Yeah.
like you call who Sheikh Alauddin as your sifu, as your mentor, right? Yeah, technically you are my mentor. Yeah, technically you
Oh
are my
man.
mentor.
Oh man, I'm so good. I'm so glad to hear that.
And that's straight up fact, because I got into like the whole working in MMA and stuff, but enlighten us a little bit, like, other than judging and refereeing, what other official jobs are there?
Okay, so aside from a mentor, as a mentor, and aside from judging and refereeing, there's, of course, you have the cutmen. The most important people, they are the guys that they do protect. They are the first front lines. They are the guys that protect the hands of the fighters so they do not get too injured during their fights. Because a lot of dislocations happen, or even broken hands happen because of improper wrapping or no wrapping at all. And then of course you have the backstage managers, which what I used to do. You prep the fighters out before they go out and give it their best shot in the show, And aside from that, you have your cage side officials, be it like the referees, the judges, the corner inspectors, the cage in, cage out guys, and as well as the medics. They're all part of the officials team as well. Very important parts.
And you mentioned a little bit on the backstage and front stage. What do the backstage focus on more?
Okay, so for the backstage inspectors, right? We gotta make sure that from the get go, before when the fighters go out to the cage or to the ring, they do not do any funny business lah. Like sometimes they can tamper with the gloves, they can tamper with the wraps, or making sure they have at least the fingernails are short. No Vaseline, no Thai oil, nothing. Make sure they're all clean, they're ready, they're all following according to competition guidelines and standards until they step into the ring, and then we leave it on to the hands of the judges and leave it to the hands of the referees or the pat down or the cutman.
Fair enough. So it's basically just to make sure that there is no, like what you say, funny business. Ella,
Yeah.
do you do a little bit of inspecting as well during any of the shows that you officiate?
Sorry, what is your question again? Just now something.
Do you do other of the official jobs yourself, other than just becoming a referee and judging?
Yeah, of course. I'm also doing for either like sport massage. Yeah, and also it's a sports masseuse. So I will help those like some athlete, they have like body pain or maybe injury or muscle sore. So I will help them to do some sport injury massage for release the muscle pain, and also coaching. Yes.
Oh no, I mean like during a fight event. During a fight event, do you do any other like official work?
Actually, for my part, I'm the one to like to brief all the fighter. Yeah, for the rules and everything, and also like take care of the fighter, their job, whether they are really like follow my rules, and then really they're like without putting any like Vaseline or any Thai oil or put something in their wrap, or they play like wearing some ankle gap without inform me. Yeah, this is part of my job. So during the fight.
Have you Ella? Have you seen anyone like try to do any like weird stuff before they get into the ring?
Yeah, of course they do.
Tell us a few stories. Yeah.
What's the fight that the event I went is like the fighter before the fight he go and drink alcohol.
Wow.
So drink 1 can alcohol. Yeah. 1 can alcohol before the fight, half an hour. Then he told me because the weather is too hot. and he went for too long, so he just went to like drink alcohol. So during the fight, he almost want to faint. Yeah, and then
Wait, he what? He what? I didn't hear that. What?
he feel like almost want to KO himself.
You wanted to faint.
Yeah, and a little bit of vomit, but he hold on until finish the 3 round. Once the referee announced the result, he just passed out. Boom, straight away went into hospital. This is what
Pandai,
Yeah.
so pandai, ayo.
I mean, like, what?
Was
was
this
like
a was
shocked.
this amateur or pro show?
Amateur.
Okay.
Yes, amateur. This year January, I was like, what? So I was
Wait,
like,
this was in January?
yeah.
Wait, was
This
I
year
working in
January.
that show?
Yes, you was there. You are the MC.
I didn't notice anyone who did that. What the? Oh my god! You know when it
Yeah.
comes to when it comes to funny business, I was thinking a little bit more on like PEDs. I wouldn't think I wouldn't think alcohol would be a thing.
And you know the logic of it's too hot. I'm like, doesn't alcohol make you warmer and stuff like that? Are you gonna just burn up in a ring?
Yeah, you know what they say. You know, when the weather gets too hot, you crack a cold one open. You crack a cold one.
Yeah.
Go in there, you get yourself into a ring. But Ashley, what about you? You got any weird stories yourself?
No, actually, because like for all the organizations I work for, even for MASMMAA, at least MASMMAA you have some they just don't follow or they just completely ignorant. Actually, most of it are just from sheer ignorance. They don't know whether they're allowed to or not allowed to. Like in one championship shows, the Thais, they fought in stadiums all the time, and some of them they just naturally assume, I am allowed to bring Thai oil and massage my body with Thai oil before my fight. But you're not allowed to, at least in one championship rules. And we had to tell them like, hey, you guys can't do that. It's not allowed. And they're like, oh, okay. Yeah, but it's mostly ignorance lah. They just don't know the rules, or they are just so used to doing what they've always been doing in their rise to fame. And now when they got their big break, they bring their old habits back, and they're just not used to it. That's it. Nothing too funny. Not the most of the athletes and fighters in one championship have been very professional. They know what they have to do, and they've been pre-briefed over and over again, like before the show, during the show, and also like even in the contract they be briefed again and again, so that it's like drilled into their head. But sometimes they just don't. They keep forgetting, or it's just ignorance. That's all.
Now you mentioned the word ignorant like a lot of like a few times there in that whole story. Why do you think is that ignorance? Do you think there's lack of respect for inspectors?
Okay, maybe. Okay, there are some. Like I'll be fair. There are some athletes or fighters. They're like, I think I know what's best for me. I'm gonna do it, and then we are like, no, you're not allowed to do it, and we have to sometimes step in and say, hey guys, if you do this, we're gonna bring this up to management, or we're just gonna cut your pay. And then they were like, oh, okay. Then that's when they start becoming a little bit more understanding all of a sudden, or compliant per se. So they're like, okay, I just don't want money to be cut. I mean, after all, money talks.
Fair enough. Yeah. So you just kind of like slash the pay, and then they'll start listening. That's true. That's
Yep.
true. Ella, do you think we have quite a good amount of officials in this country?
Actually, not really. You can see every time when we do event, we are less of the official referee. So it's like quite rushing, and then we need to take part a lot of the thing. So actually, I quite hope they have a lot of people they would really like join in to become an official referee or judges. Yeah.
How do you think we can like encourage people to do more of this?
Actually, I just like Eshton just say. So if you want to become an official referee, it doesn't matter whether you are fighting for the amateur or pro fight, or become like very good in fighting. So actually, it's just like maybe you take part some fight, like maybe amateur or anything. So at least you have the basic is there, and you know how to see all the body language. Yeah, become a referee, you have to see a lot of the important things. So actually, no need to be scared. Just like really, just to join in for their group, and then they will teach you how to become a professional referee and the judges. Yeah. So I hope a lot will be like, if you really want to take part, just join in and learn first. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
Agreed.
don't put too much on the pressure on your side. Yeah. Anything, just leave it to the leader. They will teach you what to do, what happened. Yeah, they will get you. So you don't have to be worried. Yeah, just do whatever.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, also, like the two of you, right? The two of you work. I mean, Ashton, you work for one championship, and Ella, you work like several different organizations, and you do
Yeah.
officiating for Muay Thai and kickboxing, right?
Who?
Yes.
Ella
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
and Ashton. See, this is what I wanted to get to you. Like Ella's done like Muay Thai and kickboxing for when it comes to officiating. Now, you as a judge, most of your career in one championship has been a judge so far, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I wanted to ask the both of you. We'll start with Ella. Is it difficult to keep up with the rule sets every time you guys have to like change the shows?
Yes, it's right because kickboxing, Muay Thai, they have different rules, but most of their counting point is just like similar, are the same. It's only the rules you need to be tempered because Muay Thai you can hug, you can clinch, you can elbow, knee to the head, but in kickboxing, you are no hugging, no throwing, no sweeping, and no elbow at all, no knee to the head. So this is a rules that you really need to like be careful. So sometimes you need to clear your mind, if not you will miss out the rules. Yeah, but we can see sometimes they will really happy it happen. Some like quite experienced Muay Thai official referee and the judges, they will do this slightly mistake. They can give the fighter when during the kickboxing fight, they will give them like maybe 3 seconds for hugging. So this is the point, the part that we need to really be careful and take care. Yeah.
Oh, the clinching part lah, the clinching.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, what Ashton yourself? Do you find it difficult to keep up?
No, actually, it's pretty straightforward for both kickboxing and Muay Thai. Like what Ella said, the
But
only
you have to
difference
do
is,
for MMA as well, though.
yeah, I do all three. So, but it's pretty much the same. At least for me, I lump Muay Thai and kickboxing in the same category. It's just that the rules are slightly different, but it's just marginal. Like for example, in Muay Thai, like Ella said, in Muay Thai you can elbow, you can clinch, you can hold on to the clinch, you can sweep, you can dump, whereas in kickboxing you can only you can't clinch at all. Knees are allowed to the head and body, but so when you hold a knee, you knee once and you have to let go. You can't hold a knee and stuff like that, But it's pretty similar. It's just the difference in what makes the biggest difference is the pace of the game. Like Muay Thai is a little bit slower, whereas kickboxing is just back and forth trading, and you need to be really, really fast and focused to catch those points. To see how whether they are trading well and whether they are connecting well in each trade. And sometimes it gets a little bit tricky, whereas Muay Thai is a little bit slower. It's all power. In most cases, there are sometimes where you see really, really fast trades and it's hard to keep up, but you have to keep up.
Okay, we have a YouTube comment question for both of you guys. Well, I'm guessing submission is gonna go to Ashton. He says, "What's both of your favorite submission or strikes to use when you're, I guess, sparring or when you're fighting?" Well, Ashton, what about you?
Okay, so when it comes to submissions for me, I love the Americana, Kimura, and the Amba. Those are my three go-to moves. And then lately, I've been dabbling in a lot of Bravo and a lot of Anaconda and arm triangles. So yeah, but in terms of striking, I do boxing primarily. I like the Ryan Garcia, counter left hook. And I use that a lot. I use that a lot in my boxing, like move back or at least cover and counter to the head or body. And then maybe I switch with my right hook or right uppercut. It depends on whether I can see the openings and whatnot.
Okay, it's been a long time since I sparred with you, so I'm gonna
Yeah, it's
see
been
that
ages.
click up again,
Oh, for sure, man. For sure.
Okay, what about you, Ella? What's your favorite strike or combination you like to use?
Okay, for me, I like to use swinging back fist and at the same time swinging back fist with back kick. Yeah, So because this one you hardly to see, so you can trick the people that thought you are doing maybe like back fist, or then you suddenly to turn into become back kick and my front hook. Yeah, this is what I would always do.
Yeah, because I forgot that you have a very big taekwondo background, right, Ella?
Yeah, true.
Like Edward
Yeah.
Folayang, the back fist or the turning back kick. It's either one of those two.
Yes, because we both was like came out from Santa also.
Yeah. Indeed.
Yeah, so
When it
this is
comes
our
to
favorite.
when it comes to like spinning back face, spinning back kicks, all you guys as referee, you guys as judges, when
Yeah.
you see that type of thing, right? What's the first thing that comes up to your mind? Ella, you first.
Like,
Okay,
okay.
we'll go with Ella first.
Okay, so this will come up like my first. Most we will talk about like maybe back fist to the face and KO.
Okay,
Yeah.
but if it's not a
So-
KO, like if it's not a KO, what do you think about it? Like, is it do you score it down and stuff like that? How do you score it any different?
Okay, this one is very hard to score because a lot of people they do, but they will be missed out, then end up to get punched by the opponent. So it's not much to big score, but sometimes most we get it is by KO because a lot of people they will get the kick to the rib cage. So most once you go score, it's like KO point. Yeah.
Oh, okay. What about you, Ash?
Okay, so it depends. Sometimes the spinning back fist or the spinning back kick comes out of nowhere, and sometimes it comes out of nowhere and it's so fast you can't catch it in time. So, for example, if I really can't catch it in time, I immediately look at the person that was on the receiving end of it, and I look at their body language. Did they wince? Did they cover up, or are they good? Or are they visibly in pain? And that's when I can see whether I score the back kick or the spinning back fist or not. Because sometimes, all of a sudden they're just throwing like 1-2s and coming forward to the right kick, and suddenly, like especially like for Kehe Eustakio or Edward Folayang, they just spin all of a sudden, like snap, like in a split second, they just spin, and then suddenly the guy gets hit. And then sometimes you need to really, like, if I can't really see, didn't catch the kick in time, I have to look at the body language of the opponent itself who received the kick. Then from there, I will make my judgment.
Yeah, okay. So we got another YouTube question. Actually, this question was is definitely one of the questions that I had listed down for myself. So, what are the kinds of opponent that cause you the most concern or struggle with? Oh, okay. So this most you guys as a fighter, but I have the same kind of question for you guys as an official. But yeah, what kind of opponents are you concerned more, Eshton?
Okay, so if I were to fight MMA, right, I think would be good Muay Thai and really, really good Jiu-Jitsu. Especially if I don't have the best striking. I'll be honest. I'm still very, very new to striking, even though I've done 3 kinds of striking martial arts. But I'm still very, very new to it. I have not had as extensive practice or long-term practice as my Jiu-Jitsu. And what really scares me is if their Jiu-Jitsu is higher level than mine. Because it's like that your best game suddenly is not your best game against this guy, and then you're like, okay, it's a bit hard, but then that's the beauty of mixed martial arts, like even though your best game is not your best game as compared to the other guy, then you have to switch it up and use your secondary weapon, which is probably your striking or your wrestling or maybe your kicks or your low kicks. You just got to switch it up and play smart. That's the beauty of MMA.
Okay. What about you, Ella? What kind of opponent scares you the most, or at least give you concern?
Muay Thai. Yeah, because in Muay Thai my clinch is not that good, and my good punch is my good way is boxing. So Muay Thai a lot like sometimes you scared of like elbow. Yeah, you cannot get close. Get close, you will get elbow and knee clinch. So this is what made me to concern a lot during the Muay Thai fight. Yeah, in kickboxing for me, so far it's still okay. Yes.
Yeah, because you're mostly a kickboxer, right? It's different, kickboxing and Muay Thai, yeah.
Yeah.
Especially with the clinching and stuff like that.
It's 2 different ball games altogether.
Yeah, a lot of people look at kickboxing and Muay Thai like, aren't they the same thing? No, it's not, right?
No, man. The pace is different, the stance is different, and even the tactics and the footwork is all very, very different. So different.
Yes.
Oh, it says, hi guys, it's me, Noel. I came to support. Noel, are you Noel from Team X? Yeah.
Ah, it's not L.
Yeah, even he agreed that you rather do kickboxing.
Yeah,
'cause
the
it's
elbows cut, they're sharp, very, very sharp.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm gonna backtrack again to what Matthew asked earlier. Now he
Yeah.
asked about opponents, right? I'm gonna ask you as officials. Is there like any time when you go up into a match and you're like, oh my god, I have to judge this fight, or oh my god, I have to ref this fight? Yeah, Eshton. What about Eshton? We'll start with you.
So many times, man. Like honestly, like the toughest fights are the ones where the opponents are okay. This is no brainer for everyone. Is when the opponents are so similar. They're so similar in skill, and they're so similar in skill, and technique wise. And then they're just trading back and forth, back, and that's when this is how split decisions happen, because on the eyes of another judge, based on his angle or based on his knowledge of and whatnot, he might think that one opponent wins, and then and on the other judge, he based on his angle and his knowledge as well, he may think that the latter wins, and then that's when the split decision happens. And to us as referees and officials, our biggest nightmare is honestly split decisions, because because then we're like, because this is what happens in one championship at the very least, when the matches are over, all officials will gather around and be like, so who do you choose? Who do you choose? And then we're like, oh, I chose this. And then we start discussing and debating. Then we're like, no, this not happened. This what happened, and stuff like that,
Wait, did you
And-
just say that you guys at One Championship actually have like a meeting about it?
No, it's not a meeting. It's more of like, like in the breaks in between each match and all that, each bout, we were just like, so what do you think? I'm like, no, I thought this. And he's like, no, I thought this. And then I thought this. And then we all like, no. And then we start, like we go into mini debates and whatnot. It's, oh, because this guy's kick is better. Or no. The damage was there, obviously, and stuff like that, So it does happen. And yeah, honestly, our worst nightmare is split decisions. So
Fair enough.
especially, it's equal skill, equal weight. Oh, I get nervous. I get very, very nervous. My hands start sweating when I'm holding the pen and I'm starting to mark points and all that.
Okay, I can actually picture you like that. But what about you, Ella? Do you agree with what Ashton has to say?
Yeah, actually, I quite agree with what she's saying. Yeah, we are my part. So, when I do that official, so in the judges, you need to be like, those are quite similar and they're quite aggressive, those fighters, especially in kickboxing. Your eyes have to be very, very fast to see who hitting who and then who is getting the point. And if you have a split decision, okay, you start headache. So you will start to think about later when you give the red corner win or blue corner, either one get a win, the cornerman will come to you. Then you have to explain a lot of things, and then you need to go and look for your judges, and you have to ask them why, this and that, and then like a small discussion with it in like 1 minute to set. Yeah, this is the split decision. Always like our nightmare when you're doing official. Yes.
Speaking about split decisions, what do you
Yeah.
guys? What are your opinions to some fighters that like to do point fighting?
Okay, so being in one championship, we're all about finishing. It's like the basis of one championship is you finish your opponent, and even if you try to finish your opponent, you are most likely going to win the fight, because that's how it's more entertaining that way. It shows that you have that fighting spirit to at least like go all in, go all in, leave nothing to the hands of the judges and win your fight. And I think point fighting is, I don't like it. I like finish. I just like finishes. Everyone loves finishes. Like every time when especially what makes a difference is whether they're obviously trying to point fight whether they're obviously trying to finish, but then it ends up being a point fighting in the end of the day. You see some people like they're just like tapping and running away, or they just want to, and then they're just backing off. They refuse to get down and dirty and try to finish the fight. That's when I cannot tahan. But and sometimes it's like, you know, in the end, even though they are point fighting, they're still winning the match or the fight, and then you give it to them. But then it's like, you think in the end of the day, I'm like, man, this guy, he wasn't fighting, he wasn't competing, he wasn't fighting to prove himself. He was just fighting to win. You know, he was just doing the bare minimum, which is what we don't really like.
Yeah, fair. Yeah, I can definitely vibe with that, you know, because straight up, you know, when you talk about like fighting, they always say never leave it in the hands of judges, right?
Yep.
Never, because then you guys will get into a debate. Speaking about like getting, it says what's point fighting? Basically, like when two fighters decide to like, you know, just play for points. You know, in MMA, some people just go for the takedown and then they just stay on top for a long time because, you know, it accumulates with time. And then when it comes to like kickboxing, I think they just like, you know, they just touch instead of really going in there to fight. I think Noel says here, like overall damage is done more important.
Exactly. Yeah. I 100% agree with that. As long as you try to like, you know, you try to, I won't say finish the fight. I mean, yeah, of course, finish the fight. But you know, you try not say you try to hurt your opponent, but you put all your, you know, you think about all the time you spend in the gym. You know, all the time you spend training and sacrificing your free time with your family and all that. You know, you put it all out there on the ring, and you give the performance of your lifetime. That is what I'm looking for, especially as a judge.
You know, speaking about damage, right? Isn't that quite subjective though? Like Ella, how would you calculate like, you know, this punch has more damage than the other punch?
Okay, in kickboxing and Muay Thai, how to be judged, we will see. If you're hitting a person, it's just like this. We are not counting for damage. We just count maybe point or something. So if you already want to damage, we are counting to be hit, then the opponent are shaking the head or move back 2 steps. We count that is like damage point, and also we need to see the person body language, their reaction. Is we very like feeling dizzy or something, so we count for the damage punches. Yes.
Taking from what Ella says there, Eshton, how do you look at damage?
100%. You know, sometimes you have to look at things like, you know, the reddening of the skin, you know, and that's what we call, at least in one championship, we call it superficial damage. So, okay, in one championship, I'll break it down for you guys. In one championship, there are 3 kinds of damage categories: superficial, internal. Wait, sorry, it's been a while. Superficial, accumulated, and internal. So, superficial, accumulated, internal. For example, superficial is, you know, some people that you for example, you slap them in the skin and then they start turning red. Sometimes you kick them, like for example, you kick them once and see suddenly their whole side is turning red. That is superficial damage. That is the lowest category of damage because, you know, sometimes the guy is pale and then he gets kicked and he just bruises easily and whatnot. And then there's accumulated damage. Like for example, you see that one guy, you know, he keeps hitting that low kicks over and over and over and over again. And then you see the guy, obviously he's feeling the pain of it. That is accumulated damage. And lastly, the highest scoring damage will be internal damage. For example, you do a liver kick and suddenly you see the guy, he starts for a split second, he looks down and he winces and he comes back up again. And you're like, oh, that. And then, you know, that's when you hear the commentator say, man, that hurt him. He's hurt. That's when we score, okay, yeah, that is internal damage. And that can affect the fight in so many ways. It can break the momentum of the guy, you know, suddenly he's not hitting as much as he can, he's not moving as much as he can, and it gives the opportunity, a very good opportunity for the other guy to finish the fight. Hence, it scored the highest category. And just to reiterate, accumulated damage, superficial damage can lead to accumulated damage, and accumulated damage can lead to eternal damage. So we all score them accordingly.
I'm trying to like digest all of what you just said. It's quite, you know, I mean, but then again, that leads to like I will have an argument that says like, what about people like, you know, Nate Diaz? These guys, they get cut easily. You know,
Yeah.
they've been fighting for so long, they get cut easily. Do you guys keep in mind that, okay, this fighter gets cut easily, I shouldn't be swindled by that fact, or do you still take into consideration like, oh, he got cut?
He got cut. It's simple as that. He got cut. So that will just be superficial damage. If he's not affected by it, then we just give the benefit of the other fighter that, okay, he just got a superficial damage. But if you see he starts, but then you really see things like if he keeps getting hit in the same cut over and again, and the cut gets bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, that's accumulated damage. But it most likely won't be internal damage because knowing Nate Diaz, they just don't get rattled so easily. They get hit. They're like, come on, let's move, let's Tang and bang, man. You know, and then they keep moving forward. So at least we'll score in those two categories, at the very least. Yeah.
Fair enough. Now, getting back into you guys, we're gonna get again on your personal basis. Ella, did you plan yourself to actually become a referee or a judge, or did you or was this suddenly I guess there's other things that I could do in the martial art world? Ella.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when I for the audition, this is the other thing that I will do. Yeah, I will feel good. And
Did you plan it from the start?
Sorry?
Did you plan it from the start of your career? When you get into
Yes.
first started fighting? Oh, okay.
Yeah. This is a different thing, and you can learn a lot and can become a long term. Yeah. And you can learn a lot of different things during the fight. And when you become a fighter, you won't learn the thing. And when you become an official referee, you will learn a different thing from a fighter, and you can see your past. In some fighter, you can see your past, and then you'll learn something different, because different fighters, they have a different style, different ego, different attitude. So you can learn from each other, and you will improve your learning way, and then become a professional official, and then you will learn some skill how to tolerate for this person is have a high ego person fighter, and how you want to communicate with them and handle them. Yeah, this is a big way I need to learn. It can become long term. Yeah.
Okay. Do you think from what you just said, Ella, do you think you becoming a judge kind of influence you to become a better fighter?
Yeah. Really.
And how does that really influence? Can you explain?
Okay. This one, maybe Ash, you answer first. Let me think about it.
Okay. I guess you gotta think about it for a while. But Eshton, did you plan yourself to be, in this industry to become what you are right now? Did you have a plan for it?
No, honestly. I'm a simple man, I believe in working hard and always trying to upskill yourself. That's what I've always believed, and everything will just leave it to fate, leave it to being recognized. If anything, I just plan to show my abilities, that I'm competent, and will try to be the best in my own industry or be the best in my own role. And then from there, just get recognized from there, and then doors will open for you. That was my mindset throughout the whole thing. In fact, I became a referee I became a judge by a chance and opportunity. One day, because in one championship there's always this officials meeting, where the judges and the referees will sit down and they'll review fights from the previous event, and they'll see, oh, what happened, just to see, just to training or warm up, that kind of thing. And though backstage guys are not obliged to be there, I was always there. I was the only backstage guy there among the referees and judges, and I kept giving my input throughout the fight, throughout the reviews. I kept giving input. And then one day, my boss Rick Alti was like, "Hey, do you want to try your hand in judging for the Jakarta show?" And I was just like, "Really? Can I?" I was nervous. I was really, really nervous as hell. And then by then I was just like, you know what? This is my chance. I got to take it. And I was like, yeah, I'll do it. I take it. I was so nervous that night. My legs could not stop shaking. My hands could not stop shaking. But that was the thrill of it all. Like you're watching everything in front of you, and you're actually just being so focused and in the zone. Looking and judging and just counting and just analyzing the whole thing. And from then on, I kept moving forward as a judge from then on. Lah.
So how do you think I think I asked this question just now, but specifically, like, how can one get involved in such a career path? Like,
Like I said, like number one, you need to have excellent concentration. Seriously, you need to have excellent concentration and you need to be very knowledgeable in martial arts, and also very good at reading body language. You got to be that. And like me, you have to start from the bottom. Seriously, like like the head referee of one championship, Oliver Cost, he started from the bottom like all of us did, like I did. He was the cage side official, I think the door in and door out guy, or maybe the corner inspector. He was one of those. And then from there, he got recognized through small shows in FMD or Muay Thai shows. And then he rise himself to fame, and now he's the head judge of one championship. And that took him a lot of years. The problem is a lot of people are not willing to do this without getting paid. I worked many shows where I didn't get paid, and I was just like, screw it, I don't care. As long as I get the experience, as long as I get the exposure out there. And as I've said, I have judged or I have refereed this fight. I have the experience. I can say that I've done it before, and I am competent in doing so. And then from there, you just take whatever opportunities that come your way. But sometimes you have to go look for opportunities. Sometimes you see a show happening, you'll be like, hey, how can I get involved? I would love to get involved, just to upskill myself or just to learn, and no matter what, whether it's a good fight, smooth fight, bad fight, shitty decision, good decision, you will learn from all of those experiences. And in each event, you will become a better judge, referee, corner inspector, backstage inspector, whatever. You'll be better. It's all about practice.
Fair enough. So I guess, if any one of you out there wants to start, look for your local show and start working from the bottom and get backstage first, right?
Backstage, front stage, yeah, it doesn't matter.
I wanted to ask Ella, however, for you it was different, right? You, from a fighter, you became an official. Any certification that you had to go through to become an official?
Same as how Ash said just now, I also need to come up from the bottom. So I will just learn how to take care of the fighter, and then you need to learn how to be a judge. And at first, I never judge anything. When I first time be a referee, I was just sitting downstairs and see all the senior, how they do, how they judge, and sit on the side and see, and then do other things like the head judge, what they call you to do, like maybe rep check with the fighter, hand rep or this and that, other backstage words. Okay, so when you get the chance, like I say, when you get a chance, get the opportunity, just go in. So whatever the shit pointing you do it, yeah. So just do it, and you have to try. You cannot be scared and then keep nervous. You won't be grow up. You won't be stay in front. So anytime when you have an opportunity, you just step in and go in and take and do whatever you can and learn from the mistake. You have to learn from the mistake. Once you learn from the mistake, then you will grow up. You will become a better person. Don't scared of the nervous. Yeah, don't scared of the mistake. Sometimes you will think oh shit, I do some mistake in the ring, inside the ring. So I should not to count the person, or I should count the person, but you miss it. So you end up, you go down from the ring, then you get scored by the corner man, get scored by the head judge. So don't be upset. Just learn from the mistake, and you will tell yourself you won't take this mistake anymore again. So you will grow to the next stage. So you will be a better person, better judges, better referee. Yeah.
Fair enough. Well, Ella, have you became a judge referee in international tournaments?
Yeah, I have it, and I also judge for That one is kickboxing also, but yeah, it's a China event. Yes. So that one is a big international event and a pro fight, and also other judges is like international. I've been done for taekwondo quite a few. Yeah. So there's a quite a big change for me, and I learned a lot of things from in between these few different judging works and official works. Yes.
Do you think it's a good career path to follow?
Yeah, it's really good. From if you say from a fighter change to be a official, yes. Fighter like just now Doyle say, fighter the license is very shorter. But referee you can become a very long, and you don't need to be sometimes if you really get old, you don't need to step inside the ring become a referee, but you can become the judges because you have your experience. So your experience can bring you to a long way to go, very far. Yeah.
Okay, Ashton. Now,
Yep.
what do you think about that? Do you think this is a legitimate career path for people to follow?
Well, you need to find yourself. Honestly, if you want to make it as a full-time career and all that, you need to find an organization that does shows frequently, or else, because at least in this line, it's all paid by per event and whatnot. I can't exactly tell you how much they pay, but it's all paid per event lah. So you need to find like at least an organization that does have shows frequently where you are able to support your lifestyle. At least you want to keep it like as a career lah. But if you do make it there, it's very rewarding. I guarantee you that. You'll be there's the fame. One thing, it's not as glamorous as a fighter's fame, but there's still some fame. You're on TV. And but yeah, just find yourself a good organization. If not, work for many organizations. Just keep yourself active. It's all about being active into the scene. Else you get rusty, you get slow, you lose your focus. What's the most important is just to keep active.
Okay. You guys have any shows up and coming? Ashton, any word from One Championship?
Honestly, not so much for now because the borders are still closed on all sides. They're having the show in Bangkok, but I don't know. I can't. I even if so, I don't think I can go because if it means me being quarantined for another 2 weeks the moment I come back from Bangkok, I can't do that. I got full-time jobs and all that. I can't afford that. But I will. I'm so eager to get back into the scene. And to just be involved again. I missed it. I miss it so much. This is honestly like one of my dream jobs, to be involved in MMA one way or another, martial arts one way or another, be it as an instructor, and more. I'm lucky enough to be a judge and referee for a very prestigious MMA martial arts organization. So yeah, I can't wait to get back.
And you, Ella, you have any shows up and coming for yourself?
For right now, like Ash said, yeah, no. Yeah, so we just like wait and see when can we like go for the show and things.
We have to wait for this whole COVID thing to blow over lah. So basically, that's the only answer we can give you.
Fair enough,
True.
fair enough.
Yes.
Fair enough. I'm only asking because recently there was like a announcement, right, that shows might be able to rekindle again.
Yes, in 15, I think in around August 15, they will have competitions are allowed minus the crowds and all that. But that also bets like it's still we still don't know how the border control is, at least for big shows in like One Championship, because you have to bring in people from overseas.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And then,
we're not a UFC where we have a island.
yeah, you have a nice island to just have everything and all that. Because these people will come all over the globe, and you never know whether they come from areas where the cases are more rampant, and we are blessed enough to have a really good DG and a good bunch of frontliners that are helping us control the whole COVID situation over here. Thank God for that. For others, we're not too sure, and we can't take the risk of it like just blowing up again Else we're gonna have the next time we have a show will probably be 2 years later, and we can't do that. No way.
Fair enough, fair enough.
We can't do that. No way.
Fair enough. Well, we have President Rashid Saleh from MASMMAA.
Well, thank you very much, guys. It was probably the most enjoyable for me because I didn't have to do much except for producing in the background. But yeah, it's just quite insightful what the both of you have imparted to the audience out there. It's very nice to be able to hear from your point of view, because as much as I am always called an old man, I'm not that old, but it's good to see that the progression of guys in the martial arts scene, not just MMA, and the combat scene in our country, not just from a fighter's point of view, because it's something that I think many people overlook because, as you said earlier, it's not as glamorous as the fighters, but the pressure is as big as a fighter because at the end of the day, you are the ones who are making and breaking their careers too. So it is very important how you are seen as neutral, you're seen as professional, and you're seen as fair. So kudos to the both of you because you're actually leading the way in terms of inspiring other people, and hopefully more and more fighters, whether they think they're bad fighters or not, they maybe end up being very good officials. So like I said, it's good to have you guys on board to be able to hear your points of views, because it's important that they hear that from not just within that cage or within the ring, but also outside it, and also as part of the officialdom, I call it as well. So thank you very much for joining our show. Do you want to close that now, Dan?
Oh, okay, let me give it a try. Let's go. But yeah, thank you very much, everyone that's watching us on MASMMAA Facebook page, also on MASMMAA's YouTube channel. So catch us next time for next week's episode for the MMA talk show. Yeah, next week, Monday, 9 p.m.
Bye-bye.
There we have it.
Thank you, guys.
Bye. Thank you.
Peace out.
Well,
But we've already had some gathering. Apparently,
Very bad because like my whole flesh and coming out.
The hell out of me, eating at my soul.